Hi, guys. I know you think I disappeared and that I was never going to come back on and do part two. I was working on doing poppies with many of you, and oh my gosh, I couldn't believe the explosions came around here crazy, crazy at my house. So I decided I was going to stop and come back. Well, how many days later? Lots of construction going on in my house. So I am back today to finish part two of my Poppy Live with you guys. So I am thrilled to have hopefully some new people and some of you guys that want that have written and said is my paint's dry by now, and I agree. I am so sorry. But hopefully you practice some more of those poppy petals and they're looking good. All right. It's nice if some of you will just say hi so I know you're out there. Okay. So who do we have out there? All right. We have Ziva. Yes. Hello. Hello. Hi, Glinda. Oh my gosh, you finally caught me. You're right. I miss you. It's nice to hear from you. I have started a poppy painting and I'm going to come on. So even if this is the second session and hello, Cindy, and you didn't see the first session, what I want you to know is that you can watch this session and learn what I'm teaching you and then go back and watch the first live, which would be the poppies. And Michelle, I'm going to have her put part one and part two. Part two is days and days away from part one. So hello, Miss Pat and Charity. Hello. And Beverly, thank you guys for coming on. So what I was going to share with you is you could start with part one and just ignore me right now. And then this would be your part two. And only you know that it was days and days away from each other. So, I started getting emails, and my office got emails saying, "Where is she?" And people went on here and said, "What does she expect us to do when my paint sits here and dries?" So, I'm just hoping that you'll be patient and understand that life happens, right? So I am thrilled to be back on with you, and I'm going to go back and keep working on my poppies, and hopefully more people will come on and see what we're doing and be inspired to paint more one stroke with me. And I have YouTube's twice a week, and I have the One Stroke Advantage membership. It's $10 a month, and you get 4 lessons of how to do something that is a little bit more than you might see on YouTube. But right here, we are doing a live, and I love doing lives. I love hearing from you guys joining in from Wisconsin. Thank you. All right. And I'm sorry, I can barely see. That's way over there, but I am trying. Glad to see you. Oh, that's cute to see you like that. All right. All right. So let's get started. I'm going to turn the camera and we're going to look down at what we're painting. Okay. So, oops. And you see a lot of my mess at the same time. Okay. So I'm working out of my double loader now. And I made these poppies like a watercolor look. And to do this, I'm putting lots of this floating medium. So I've got the floating medium. I'm using acrylic paint. And we can keep putting layers on there that are thin. Like, look, I can take a 12 flat and go to my yellow daffodil right here and pick up little bits of that and work it in. And then I can just come right here and get a brighter yellow as I go. Okay. So I left some of them. I left some white in here. And what we did was we drew these. We drew this out with petals. And I tell people that you can just go look at a poppy and draw that shape. I'm going to start putting some patterns on my membership site for those who feel like they need patterns. We work a lot with no patterns with one stroke. So I don't even usually write it on there. But when you're doing watercolor, and you're trying to stay within an area, see how I keep getting medium, little bits of the daffodil yellow, which is, by the way, a transparent color. So it'll get a nice watercolor effect for you. Okay. But the more intense that you want that and still get that watercolor effect, the more yellow you can do, just different layers of yellow. Okay. But the key is worrying about getting it too heavy. Oh, I got to get red. I used up all my red before I came on. Okay. So let's put some more apple red out. I put my double loader up with a lid on it, and it can last up to 30 days. The lid has a sponge in it, and it's a great tool. It's on onestroke.com. All right, medium. Then get some red and work this in. This is apple red. So I can keep coming here if I want it more intense. Okay, a little bit more intense. Let's get a little bit of apple red with the medium over there. All right, now what else you can do? I can add little bits more on the outside edge to make it more intense because poppies are vivid. Okay, and when that dries a little bit, or right now, I'm going to come in here and flatten the apple red out. And let's look at what I'm going to do here. They have lots of like ridges. This is floating medium and apple red, and I'm on the chisel of the number 12 flat. These are my brushes. They're one-stroke brushes, and they have the perfect spring to be able to do the strokes I do. And they hold the paint. They have a spring in them, and the spring that you put in them. Okay, so look, I'm just taking, and it's supposed to look like it's pinched and it's kind of gathered. All right. So especially in that area. I'm going to come up here, chisel, chisel. So good to you guys? Hello, hello. It's nice to say hi to all you guys. Look at you. Italy. I love you guys in Italy. I've been there. So fun trips to Italy. I love that. I painted around the country with Marcia. Enzo and Marcia took me to so many areas. I loved it. And the last trip was Marcia had a big event for us when we came from America. All right. So there we go. Lots of beautiful artists in Italy. There we go. So hello, Miss Deborah. And Kamal. Is that Sally and Glinda? I am having these OSA classes, even though I usually have to watch replays. That's okay. All right. So we've got this poppy shape all done. So now I want to work on putting a center in them. So what happens is we're going to get some licorice. All right. So the way lots of people can tell that it's a poppy is if it has the black, okay, area. So I'm going to come right in here. And what I'm going to do is there's a bright green in the middle. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put some licorice while we go paint something else. So look, the licorice is going to come all the way around here. And I'm just going to zigzag it all the way in here. And I'm going to come in a little, because these are a little fuzzy. My gosh, whatever they are, they dyed my hand. I went in a huge poppy field, and this was like an ink when it gets on your hands. It was crazy. All right, big. See how great that is, where it looks like I left a complete circle. You act like you go all the way around. So you got to visualize that in your mind, right? Hello, AJ. All right, so come around here. This poppy field was acres and acres in Utah. Oh my gosh. And I tripped over one of them and I landed in the middle of a million flowers. And but it was so cool. And there were so many people that pulled off the side of the road that were taking tons of pictures. I will never forget it. It was just the prettiest thing I'd ever seen. I know there's big sunflower fields, but this poppy field, they have big red poppies. They were that, I mean, bigger than my hand. And my hand was stretched, and that was just the center of the poppy. And then all those petals. It was crazy. All right. And so I'm used to seeing little teeny poppies, little delicate petals. All right. So you see, we're coming around here. Okay. And a little bit in here, because those petals split, so you can see a little bit. Now, I'm not going to even try to do the green. Right now, we're going to go and do our stems. So this is just a simple little, look what I can do with a watercolor effect. Okay, so I'm going to pick up some Happy Green. These are all multi-surface paints. All right, we have all of these colors on our site, and they are wonderful. So we're going to pick up, they'll go on glass, metal, wood, outdoors, indoors. They have a sealer in them. They're perfect for you. Now I'm going to do these, both these colors are transparent. So they're going to look watercolor just by putting them on. They're so light. Like as I put it on there, you can see in this pod, this is the little pod that's going to pop out the blossom, where you can see my pencil right through them. Okay. And I did come up, so I'm picking up both colors. Come up a little bit of yellow on the edges. All right. So now I can get some medium and just pick up a teeny bit of sap. Now what I want to do is I only want a little bit. So I'm going to brush off my brush on the paper towel, pick up a teeny bit of that darker green. All right. And come right in here and just get it on the outside edge. This is going to be a stem from down here. Okay. All right. So we're going to come right along here. There you go. If you're on and you have friends that love painting, send them a message to come join us. Okay, so see how that is? Now, it has some little streaks from here that I'm ever so lightly pulling. Just giving you a little streak there. And then I'm going to go get more medium and just a teeny bit of that sap. Work in the medium so I don't want you having thick paint, okay? I want you to come right in here. And we're going to go all the way to the outside edge over here where the pencil is, where I drew kind of this shape. And then I'm going to come right in here and do that little split in the pod. So when it pops open, it's going to get this little top next. It's like this at first. Then it gets this little top on here. All right. And then that pops open and the blossom starts coming out. Okay, so Justin. Oh no. She said her daughter wrecked all her Donna Dewberry brushes. Sounds like she got a hold of the scissors. Oh, that's funny. It's not funny, right? And thank you. Thank you for watching me, Miss Sandy. I appreciate that. Linda Heller, hello. I know during the day must be a perfect time for you because you were able to be on with me last time. Thank you. All right. I miss you. This is a good way for us to get together, right? One stroke advantage is fun too, Linda, if you can get a chance to do that. This is still my number 12. Now, this is what I want to do. I want to come right in here. All right, let's get up a little bit. I'm going to come right in here with the dark. The light is leading. The dark is grabbing that pod. And I'm going to go slowly around And then I'm going to pull very lightly. My little finger without touching the other green pod is dragging me. So I hold this steady and my little finger's dragging me. See that? Okay. My deal is to teach you something new today. And the way I know if you like it is if you give me some thumbs up out there. And if you like me just popping up to do a live for you. Okay. I know you'd like me to do all the painting and get it done at the same time. Thank you, Miss Linda. All right. But unfortunately, sometimes things happen, right? All right. So let's go to the poppy leaves. Now, what's going to happen here is I'm going to come right in here and grab this base of this poppy because these stems were huge. They were huge because these poppies are big. So I'm going to come under here. Can y'all see that? Right there. All right. Right in here. Push down a little bit of pressure. Oops, I want it smooth. Try to get a smooth move. All right. Now, these come right off the end here. They're big stalks. All right. So that's okay if they get really large because they're supposed to be bigger. All right. Now I'm going to get my 3/4 inch because I'm going to work on these leaves to make them look a little bit more watercolor than solid. All right. So I love doing these big full leaves. So I will start down here on a little one now. Okay. It's still big, but a little area. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get medium and pick up happy green. I've got both colors here, a little bit of sap that was there, sap green, lots of medium. Okay. And I'm just working that medium in because I want it transparent. So now watch this. If you've drawn this in, hello, Miss Debbie. All right. So look, I'm going to come here and just very carefully go on the outside edge here. I need a little bit of sap here. Oops, I can come back and do the sap. I want you to see we are just barely touching it and we get this great watercolor look. Okay, isn't that fun? All right, backing forward to bring able to get back to campers classes. That's awesome. All right. What's a campers class? You know what? In Florida, if you ever come to Florida on a trip, we're close to Disney World, and people come in and they are not camping, but when they come, they camp out and they don't want to leave. So they were nicknamed the campers. And Linda's been to many campers classes. And sometimes we have lunch. Sometimes we do 2 paintings a day. So we call it the campers class. We ought to start a class that we all come to here. And we know what day we're going to be on. And we can do like our campers do. We can just have fun and get to know each other. All right. So hello, Maria. California poppies. I think they're the smaller ones, right? I don't know. These are in Utah. They were massive. They were at my kid's house in a field by their house. I love them. Okay. So now more medium. This is real important. I've got this blend going right here. Okay. And every once in a while I picked up a little bit more sap and lots of medium. So if you see this medium all goopy in here, it just is helping us get this poppy leaf just like I want it. Okay. So look, I'm going to go out and these colors are transparent. So see, you can see my pencil through there and it looks like watercolor. Are you having fun yet? Yeah, we got a few more people out there. That's good. All right. And then we pull the stem. All right, I just started on a plain white canvas. All right, a plain white canvas. And it works really good to get that watercolor look. Now, I could have started with a wash in the background, but today I'm thinking I can still add some afterwards, but it's all about trying to share with you how we can make this luscious look and even come in here with a little bit of fern. Okay, and I'm going to do that after we do our poppy leaves. But I can put my stems that I thought I had pencil drawn. Class A or part A. This is part B, was the beginning of the week, and I think it was Monday, and it took me to this long to get on here. And I didn't schedule. I just popped on and thought I'm going to have fun today, and then everything took over, and the lawn guys were at the door. We couldn't hear what was going on. Look at this. Now, see, what's important is they have a rippled edges. To Florida, I'm dropping by. You better, Miss Robin. We would love you too. Hello, Val from Canada. And Pat, didn't know you were coming on North Carolina here. Hello, hello. I didn't let anybody know. I just was on by chance on Monday and everything fell through. Too much construction around here. And so I had to politely say, I'm sorry, I got to go. I'll come back. But I thought I was going to come back that day. But the construction didn't stop yesterday. And today I told them, don't come back. I need a break. Okay, I'm getting new bathrooms. It's kind of fun. And there we go. So this is my way of doing watercolor with acrylic, okay? Now, I have done this look a lot, and I have to do for you guys one day. I do girls and women's faces, and I call them Believe in Me. And we do this watercolor effect on all of those. I've been doing it for years, and it's so much fun. And so many people feel so talented when they get through. And it's kind of like color book painting. But I want you to see I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I am outlining the outside edge with a little bit darker of the sap. Now, if you're watercoloring, you might put just the light color inside and then come back and add extra layers for the dark. But I want you to know that this will not re-wet. So that's a plus and a negative. So if you want to change it up a little bit, it won't happen. But on the other hand, people say when they do watercolor, it can get really muddy as they're adding colors onto it. So if you come back and add colors onto this, it will stay this color and it will just increase the depth like it did when I did some touch-ups there. All right, so look what I'm doing here. I don't have the pencil down here, so I'm just going to show you. It's going to go off the canvas. And then I can pull my stem. All right. So it's just a fun little exercise. I wanted y'all to see how I take acrylics and make it a watercolor fill. All right. Hello, guys. Hello, Miss Harriet. We have somebody else from Wisconsin. Okay, now what I'm going to do on the center of this is I am going to come in here with the citrus now that the licorice has dried up some. This is actually happy green, but it looks citrusy. There's a citrus green, but this is happy green because I wanted it brighter. And I'm just doing that it's transparent, so it's looking watercolor right away, but I'm using just the paint itself. All right. And then all I have to do now, so I want to show you, let's get closer and see. All right. Is I'm going to pick up some sap on the end of this brush and let's go right in the middle. Let's see if we can do a couple right here so you can see really good. I'm going to do little chiseled strokes. Ooh, that's a little dark. All right. For the center over here will be fine. Okay. I'm curving their little teeny chisel strokes. Okay. And that gives you, see that I need to have darker here. Sorry. I guess the darker was better. But it's not licorice. It could be. but I'm using sap green here. Actually, the black on the poppy, when I told you it got all over my hands, it actually was a dark purplish, and it was so dark and purple that it looked black. Might be black, but that's the tone that I got on me on my hands. Okay, are you having fun yet? Is there anything you've learned from this so far? Hello, Miss Maria. I know the watercolor effect is kind of fun. I've got a couple spots where this chippy paint's there, and I'm just taking that off. It's better to let it dry and you can get that off. Okay, so I love the look, but I have no patience for actual watercolor. So I can add more in here, but what I thought I would do, I'm gonna put some little greenery. Does that sound good? All right, other than the big poppy leaves. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab some yellow. All right, and it really doesn't need the medium on the yellow because it's so transparent, and a little bit of citrus. So let's see what that looks like. All right, so I'm gonna come down on this, and let's see if that, yeah, that gives you a little, I don't know if y'all are gonna see that though. Maybe I'll just put a little bit of sap so y'all can see. Okay, so I'm gonna come here. Oops, that's too dark. All right, I can't really wipe this off too easy because I'm using a raw canvas, and so it's got gesso on it, but it doesn't have a coat of paint. So if I put a coat of white, which I should have, but I was just playing, a coat of white multi-surface paint, it would have a sealer. And if I felt like I did this too dark, I could just take a wet paper towel and wipe it off. Okay, so after I do this whole stem, while I'm close, I want to show you, I just come right back here and darken it. All right, I can also darken right in these. If you have this really, really thin, you can come right here and make them dark right each place that they attach. Isn't that kind of fun? The more detail, now I want you to see, this is extra detail. The more detail, the more realistic that it looks. And it's always just gives you a better quality look. But listen, the one step I show you in the beginning is you can leave it just like that, and people will love it as a gift. Or you can just think one poppy and a piece of fern and a leaf, and you have a greeting card. All right. And I know they have dollar cards these days, but let me tell you, people that get the cards, they want to frame them. All right. They're fun when they know you hand painted them, and it's nice to write on the back, hand painted by you, because a lot of people will not expect that you actually hand painted them a card. All right. I'm going to take off a little bit of that. It got a little dark. Do you see that? I can come up here and take a little bit of this off too. All right, so I keep going into the medium and getting the citrus green, happy green. So look, I can just stroke like this and leave it. So push and stand up, and you can come back. All right. So then I can come out to some of these others. Now there's a couple of ways to do greenery. This is going out. All right. And I don't have to do it like fern. I don't have to do it exactly across from each other like that. I can come here and there and space them. Okay. So you can do them separate from each other, just like a stem with greenery on it. This is one stroke painting, and I kind of blend, shade, and highlight in each stroke that I make. I created this at my dining room table while I raised my 7 children right here in Florida, in the Orlando area. My first major job out of high school was working at Walt Disney World in Main Street. I learned a lot about merchandising then, so it was really fun. But my main desire for painting is I wanted a pretty house and couldn't afford it too much with all those kids. So I was able to do pretty things in my house just by trial and error and trying it. And look, today I have one stroke painting. So look, I can then come in and get a little bit of darker green, but I want to put enough medium that it's not so dark. See, that was a lot better. No, you can't see. See this one, I had too much paint. All right. So the other way is you can come in. There's a couple different ways you can do greenery. Look, I can come in like a comma stroke. All right. Or you can go out. And so one of the things that I wanted to share with you is coming back. I've got this little kiss tool on my site that I love. I could come back and put little bits of white and just tap little bits of white around the edges. I can do it on here, or let me show you. There's a couple of ways just to get some little touches of detail. Just little things like this really make it look good. But I think right in here, I want to be right on the tip of this kiss tool. And I put it as a kiss tool on my site. Okay, guys. onestroke.com. You can get all my brushes. I have the paint and the varnishes and everything to the brushes are the most important, and the tools like the double loader. Okay. And the double loader, if you're out there, my key of my technique is double loading your paint. So the hardest thing for most people to get comfortable about is double loading. All right. I also, if you would like to become one of my teachers, I have wonderful teachers all over the world. And we've certified over 20,000 certifications with all these people around the world. And so if you want to find a teacher in your area, lots of people, even if you don't have anybody in your area, are certifying people online for me. And amazingly, you could be out there teaching people online or in stores. Now look how pretty that made that. So the difference is you've got a little bit more detail or not. Either way looks good. And then this one has a little bit in the back and a little bit in the front. Okay. So I hope that you guys thought that was what this really is a fun little exercise and figuring out how you can accomplish something with a watercolor look. Hello, Miss Paula McCoy. Thanks for popping in. Donna and everyone, hello. We are saying hi back to you. Good morning, Gilbert's there. Hello, Gilbert. Thank you. This is just a fun watercolor exercise. I do a lot of this effect on my ladies, and I don't have a lady here in front of me, but I know if you go right here on my group and on my channel, and you look under the One Stroke Advantage, there's a lady's face, and you can see that we drew her and we painted her with this watercolor effect. I have a whole series called Believe in Me, all kinds of women that believed they could do it and did. And they are enjoying their painting and creating world. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And go check part 1 of this was the Poppies on Monday before I got routed out of here. And I had to come back today to finish part 2. And there's lots of fun. What I think this needs as a white project is to have some watercolor, really pastel watercolor images in the background. So when this all dries, maybe I can do those background images and pop those up for you. Okay. Thank you for the support. Thanks for coming on. Um, Thank you from Michigan and North Carolina, all you girls. Thank you, thank you. It was nice seeing you. And or I didn't actually see you, but I saw your comments. I love that part. So coming on live is just a treat for me. I hope it's a treat for you. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you actually tomorrow. I just put up some because I'm having to leave town. I put up some holly, Christmas holly under practice strokes in three different ways. So go check it out. All right. And come join us, the Donna Dewberry's official one stroke group on Facebook. We love to see what you're doing too. All right. Thank you guys. Bye bye.